When I opened my eyes, I was in the small mining village of Minot, situated in Britannia's northeast region. I was given no direction, but knew it was time to venture out and do my civic duty of protecting the world of Cesaria. Between you and me, I had hefty expectations for myself. I planned to slay demons, help those in need, and I made a silent vow, right then and there, to protect the realm from all that was evil. Ready to begin a new life as a righteous mage, I set out on adventure, armed with a spellbook, a dagger, 1,000 gold, and a blank book in which I could journal my adventures. There was, of course, a catch. In order to cast spells from my book of power and gain proficiency in my chosen skills, I needed reagents, the ingredients consumed upon each spell's attempt. Unless a stash of those reagents was stuffed inside my journal like some sort of prison contraband, I needed a whole lot more of them, and fast. This was right about the time I noticed my first critical error. My hometown of Minot, while stunningly beautiful, was the only city in Britannia without a magic shop. A quick conversation with some fellow adventurers pointed me out to the nearby city of Vesper, a grand city of connected islands that supposedly had the goods I sought. Vesper appeared only to be a short run to the south, and without enough money to purchase a loyal steed, I'd have to leg it there. I tossed the gold coins and journal into my bank box and set out on my first adventure. Approaching the Minot city limits, I happened upon a cave wherein a ponytailed, shirtless man was busy slamming the ground with a pickaxe. I watched for a moment as he stashed the recovered ore into the bag of a nearby pack mule. The man paused his digging, shooting me a nervous look. "Are you mining?" he asked after a moment, breaking the ice. "No," I assured him, proudly announcing my unsolicited yet noble aspiration. "I'm adventuring to Vesper." After another long silence, the man spoke again. "Watch out," he said. "PKs!" Resuming his work once more, the miner hefted the pickaxe into the air, bringing it down into the dirt with a thud. I didn't know what PKs were, but I also didn't want to come out like a complete idiot by asking. Exiting the cave and the protection of the town's royal guards, I crossed the bridge and I found myself alone in the middle of the wilderness. As if my nerves weren't shaky enough, the sun went down, casting the forest ahead into darkness. I took a deep breath and started running. A glance at my map proved I was making good time to Vesper. My echo rose when I heard footsteps moving quickly in my direction. Stopping in the middle of the road, I made an attempt to arm my knife, but before I could wrestle the thing into my sweaty palm, a woman on a horse appeared from a dense copse of trees. Her pink hair was running on her shoulders in two pigtails, and her body was covered by a dark gray and a completely unflattering robe. She nudged her black stallion closer before coming to a stop in front of me. I looked at her, and she looked at me. Because first impressions are everything, I greeted her the best way I knew how. "Hi," I told her. "I'm headed to Vesper." In response, the woman uttered the word "corpor." Still naive to Britannia and its customs, I naturally assumed she was saluting me in a foreign tongue. A wave of energy flowed from the mounted woman's hands, gliding through the air toward me. Still having trouble keeping my dagger and unable to defend myself, my world went dark. Much later, I found out the words she uttered were the magical incantation for the offensive spell commonly known as Energy Bolt. Live and learn, I guess. That was essentially my first 30 minutes of me playing Ultima Online. My murderer occurred in late 1998 on the Lake Superior server. It was a small event in the grand scheme of things. No one called for my vengeance or sought revenge on the murderer. Instead, with my corpse still warm, my assailant turned her horse in the other direction and fled the scene. The once colorful landscape had sunk into monochrome, and I was forced to wander the world as a ghost. I hovered around my corpse, hoping a fellow adventurer might stroll by to offer assistance. Unfortunately, no one came, and my corpse decayed to a pile of bones. With nothing left for me on that wooded path, I continued toward Vesper as a spectre. Crossing a bridge into the city of magic, I was thrilled to have reached my destination. Of course, I was still dead, so my situation hadn't entirely improved. Unsure on what to do, I shuffled from the tavern to a provisioner and through an empty guild hall, before finally stumbling across a healer's hut. Inside, the priest forgave me of my sins. Unless showing good manners toward the murderer was a sin, I couldn't think of any to forgive, and welcomed me back to the land of the living, the world once again filled with color. Then I finally bought some of those stupid reagents.